And let's go into J.J. Abrams a little bit and talk about some Lost. Now, we just come to the end of season 5 in Lost. For anyone who's been following it, who likes the show, we're all avid fans, and a lot of people, there's a lot of things in the last season there, especially the last episode. I want to talk about that a lot because there was a lot of stuff in the last episode. Everyone wondering what the statue was, what the temples were, where the hieroglyphs were coming from. Got some good ideas on that. First of all, 2 men on the beach in the beginning. We don't know who the one is. We know the other one is Jacob. He's been there for a very long time. The other guy is labeled as guy number 2. We don't know, what they're going to do with that, or if they're going to go further with that. I think we all figured out where he was. And if you know about the loophole, if you remember that. So that was found, taken care of. But we got to go to the Egyptian part of this. We have a temple on the island. We have a statue of a god. We have the hieroglyphs that were inside of the hatch. Every time that they would, you wouldn't press the numbers, flip up, you'd see hieroglyphs all over the buildings, in the underground places that they went. And this mysterious statue that you finally get to see. I've got a little theory on that. I'm going to throw that out there. Sobek or Sebek, the Egyptian god. This was a very interesting god. Sobek had which you'll see, he has the body of a man. He's got the head of an alligator. His name was in reference to he who watches over, or who watches over, just who watches over. So he was primarily looked at as, first of all, one of the creators of the Egyptian pantheon and the world. There's so many things about him that tie into this, and if they've done this on purpose, I think they have. I think all of this has been planned out by J.J. Abrams. The writers, they might have a little bit of freedom with it, but I think he had a very set idea as to how this tied into it. As I said, he was one that created the world. He came forth from the first waters and was one of the creators of the world with Ptah. He also had a temple on an island. As I said, he was the protector of Egypt and of Pharaoh.
Temple's still there.
He was the patron to the army. He saved four of Horus's son with a magical net that he cast out. This was a very powerful Egyptian god, even though he was very limited to the area he was worshipped. He was very highly revered, and eventually, with the pharaohs and the armies looked to him, and from being such an unrecognized god to go to such heights, which personally I think he did play into this. The net that he has could also be our friendly little black cloud that flies around. He was also a judge. Sobek could lay waste to his enemies, or the enemies of the pharaoh. When asked, he could resurrect the dead. He was a repairer of evil that had been done. He would go back and correct things that had been done wrong, or evil that had been done wrong to people. He would make it right in some way. He was a judge to wrongdoers, that played right into that. He was very treacherous, being with the head of the alligator, the emphasis stressing on the alligators. Crocodiles, actually, it's actually crocodiles. I shouldn't say alligators. Yeah, it's actually crocodiles. He has the head of a crocodile. In fact, one of the cities had the word crocodile in it, from one of the cities that worshipped him. But he was known as the protector, the healer, and the avenger. The temple that he had was made of cornelian, and it was in the mountains called the Land of Baku. And he was one that would just bring justice where injustice had been done. He wasn't an evil or good god, but he would correct evil that was done. He had continually helped with the other gods. Like I said, he used his magic net. The smoke monster sounds like it's very similar to this net that would capture people who caught some of the sons of the other gods. He helped with the birth of Horus, and he was also the lord of the waters and of all 4 elements. So he controlled vast elements. He controlled land, earth, sea, air, which goes in with the island again. Everything about him matches to what the island is. That he's a creator. He judges people. He judges wrongdoings. We've seen that with Ben, how he's, every time one of the leaders has been cast aside, it's been out of a just cause. A lot of people have paid for their crimes. There was judgment brought upon them for the wrong that they had done, and things were made right. Yeah, and in the new season they talk about meeting the bodies, and he also had taken Isis and Nefertiti to help to protect the dead. So he was also an avenger of the dead and those that had been wronged in death. Like I said, this is a very powerful Egyptian god, though not very accredited with the things that he was in charge of, especially being over the protector of the pharaoh and the patron to the armies, and would lay waste the whole armies. There again, with his magic, which would very easily be this black smoke or cloud that I think they called the net. So I really believe J.J. Abrams played into this, and if he hears this and changes this because I say this, I hope not, but I really think they're going to play more into this, that it being like a last refuge, that this is his hidden temple, possibly in the land of Baku. But being such a powerful god in Egypt, you got to look at the other characters. Who is this mysterious man who wants to kill Jacob and needs a loophole? And who is Jacob? Now there again, I think that this is just the speculation on my part. I'm predicting this for the future, for the next season. I believe the island is under his protection, and he is over that island, whatever he may be, whether they play him off as an actual god or an alien, whatever they play him off as. Jacob is very significant in the fact that biblically, Jacob was the son of Joseph, who initially was cast off with the coat of many colors. Everyone knows the story. But what's interesting about it is Jacob was, first of all, the way that they describe his death was very unusual. That he gave up the witness to what he laid, that way he laid down, laid his feet out under the covers and stuff, and then